contributions some games have made to the gaming industry just can't be measured. We talk about games like Super Mario Bros. And Metal Gear Solid, and we say they're influential, but there's no way you can actually see all the ways a game has influenced its peers, or can you? The gaming industry was the Wild West in the 20th century. So many different innovations were coming in so many different forms. But today, it's pretty rare when a game comes along and breaks the mold and makes you think, oh, things are gonna be different after this. Things definitely simmered down in the 21st century. It was more about small refinements in the details, except for one little game series that came along and changed everything, maybe for the last time. I'm talking about Halo. I'm Wade RONSPIES, and you're watching All In, and Halo needs no introduction, but I'm gonna do it anyway. November 15th, 2001, the day gaming changed forever. They said first-person shooters on console couldn't be done. They said Xbox couldn't have a franchise on par with anything Nintendo or PlayStation had. And I don't really know who they are, but I guess when your only point of reference is GoldenEye on the Nintendo 64 and you're a brand new console breaking into the big leagues, those can be some fair concerns. And hey, GoldenEye is a classic, but try playing that after years of playing modern shooters and, well, it's a little difficult to go back to holding the Z button just to move the camera. The sheer value of making it so a shooter could be played with a controller cannot be understated. Before Halo Combat Evolved, it was considered an impossible task to even try to compete with its competitors on PC like Quake or Unreal Tournament. And then you had a small team from Chicago try to make it work exclusively on a brand new console?
Are you challenging me?
Honestly though, we still have Halo to thank for how we play shooters on console. I still think we would have eventually gotten first-person shooters on consoles, but the simple feeling of using both the sticks and the shoulder buttons to control a shooter is something we may all very well owe to Bungie, the ones who started it all. And Combat Evolved wasn't just noteworthy for being the console shooter. Halo's open-ended design and focus on a cinematic story is also what set it apart in the grand scheme of things. Everyone looked at Halo and went, we need to do that. And I know what you're thinking. Actually, well, I don't. But the next part of this video dictates that you think to yourself, well, wait a second. Sequels never dramatically change the industry. They only iterate on an established formula. There's no way Halo 2 could have changed that much. And that's a bit of a weird thing to think to yourself while you're watching a video with a stranger on it, but hey, you'd be dead wrong, pal. Halo 2 didn't just change the game. It created the modern landscape of online gaming when it came out in 2004. Have you ever been in a party in a game? Have you ever picked a specific mode playlist? Sent a message in a game? Used in-game matchmaking? You've got Halo 2 to thank for those. Whenever I play a game like Call of Duty today, I'm still blown away at just how Halo 2's influence still persists to this day. And that's not even mentioning the pretty radical campaign of Halo 2, which actually had us playing as the bad guys from the first game. And Halo 2 also gave us one thing we will never ever forget: hype. Halo 2 was so big, it didn't just become the best-selling game of all time. It became the best-selling piece of entertainment, period. Bigger than any movie, bigger than any album, Halo 2 beat them all. And Halo only got bigger from there. While it's not literally the biggest thing on the planet anymore like it used to be, every single Halo game still manages to outsell the last. The hype just snowballs with each game. But I still think the peak of Halo hype was with Halo 3. Halo 3 just felt different. Halo 3 was more of my generation. Everyone I knew who had an Xbox bought a copy of Halo 3. It outperformed Halo 2 and thus became the new best-selling thing of all time. The only thing that could beat Halo was Halo. Halo 3 was largely built on the foundation of Halo 2. A lot of the game was built on stuff that was cut from Halo 2 during Halo 2's development. So the bulk of Halo 3's development was spent optimizing their tech for the brand new Xbox 360. But I think that's what makes Halo 3 as good as it is. The focus was on making what they had as fun and as visually impressive as humanly possible. Halo 3 is one of those games you didn't even have to play when it was new to still feel nostalgic about it. My favorite of all the mainline Halo games though was the one that came after Halo 3, Halo Reach. Halo Reach is a prequel set before the events of Halo CE, starring a whole squad of Spartan super soldiers. The story was darker, the tone was heavier, but the gameplay was the most fun it had ever been in my opinion. New weapons like the DMR, armor armor abilities like sprinting and armor locking. After Reach, ownership of the series went to 343 Industries, who are the ones currently in charge of Halo. They'd go on to release Halo 4 in 2012 and Halo 5 Guardians in 2015. I actually really like Halo 4. It was under a lot of scrutiny at the time, and understandably, I think, because it was the first non-Bungie mainline Halo game, but I think they did a solid job, and that's reflected in its, again, record-breaking sales figures and great review scores. Also, if you want to play Halo Combat Evolved through 4 today, do yourself a favor and hop into the Master Chief Collection, which is available on Xbox One and PC. 343 is obsessed with the world of Halo, and that comes through big time in Halo 5. If you love the world of Halo, and I mean like read the books and play all the spin-offs and all that, love Halo, then there is a lot to chew on in 5. And look, I know there's a million other Halo games I could mention, like Halo Wars, Halo 3 ODST, Halo Wars 2, but I only have so much time. I'm sorry. And right now, all eyes are on the horizon on Halo Infinite. Infinite seems like a great mix of old and new school design. All the fan favorite enemies of the series with some smart new additions and ideas. It's still a little early to do a deep dive on Halo Infinite, but from what I can tell, it's still worth being excited about right now. And hey, it's never a bad time for a good old series replay to get ready. And that's that on Halo. And as I said at the top of this video, my name is Wade RONSPIES. And if you want to know what I'm up to, follow me on Twitter at WadeLikesPie and subscribe to my YouTube channel called RONSPIES. And if you want to hear even more gushing about Halo, about 5 hours of it in fact, check out my podcast called Random Access Memories. Check that out on all your favorite podcast platforms. Halo has been the leader of the pack, the innovator, the game changer, just in more subtle ways nowadays. And I don't think Infinite will be the end of the journey, but I can't think of a better way to end this video than saying that I'm looking forward to finishing the fight. Thanks for watching.